Remember yourself. A mind purified rises in waves of refined awareness into the space afforded by having released the structures of belief, habit, and self-definition. What coalesces is a distillation of geometries, a condensation of essential mind. The substance of self gathers now into a critical coherence. It is you, at the point at which you open to remembrance of self, recognition of who you are becoming, who pierces the bubble of time. Memory is yours now. The call to remembering who you are requires your attention. As you open to the presence of your multidimensionality, receive that message from your deep knowing. Give yourself the grace and the room to reflect on the rising awareness of remembrance. It is the pivot point you have been waiting for. How well you have released the stipulations around the manifestation of a certain thing or situation determines how well you will be positioned to receive what is offered. It hasn't materialized in your hands as yet, perhaps, but that doesn't mean it isn't well in hand, invisible and imperceptible as faith requires you to believe. How about turning circumstances in your mind thus? Given that things will take their own time to come into being, step back and allow them to be. Demands make for a rush job, and that can result in an imperfect, unsatisfying end result. Rather, within your creative mind, see all things as perfect already. Never mind that the 3D construct suggests otherwise. The state of perfection may never be reached in actuality, but it does exist in potential. It is to that potential that you cast your mind now, to your merit. Allow the imperfections of temporal reality to be what they will be, and detach from them and all that they represent. Detach from the representation of imperfect intent, from limited visibility, from customary reckoning. Allow the substance of your mind to rise like the fragrance of nature's perfect blossoming, the idea of a rose taking the form of a mystery of divine proportions. Trust that, as you do, the essential truth of the thing, whatever it is, follows the design of higher dimensions of geometry. Given time, space, and a peaceful mind free from tethers to outcome, the distillation will yield a life-affirming drop of nectar. It is precisely the objectivity that you afford yourself right now that determines much, not only for you, but for the whole picture of which you are part. Your mind is formidable, you know. All that you have done to hone its sharpness is proving to be time well spent, effort wisely taken. Now you can give yourself the benefit of settling into the form that you sense morphing within and around you. Not so much a projection of what you have carried as deterministic labels. This emergent configuration of selfhood is more a projection from the depths of your being. Wrought by your DNA, by your miraculous lifeblood as a human being in self-awareness, form takes shape as if following the dictates of some higher force of mind. In truth, this is the moment's pronouncement. You stand ready to bequeath to yourself the inheritance of ancestry, to receive the benefaction of time's envoy. Softly, the substance of your being houses a heightened awareness in anticipation of expansion of spirit, mind, and creative endeavor. Like tendrils of light suffusing into your body's physical matrix, the presence of future self mingles with present potential. What merges emerges, so deftly accounted for as knowing that mental adjustment slices through your own ignorance of who you have become. Baseline understanding reaches into higher levels of awareness. Despite what lay on your mind from mundane goings-on, a flash of initiatory confirmation will change everything. Have you given yourself the necessary nurturance to allow a full-fledged blossoming of yourself? With all that has been put upon you to cope with lately, it is well to reflect on your own needs in balance to everything else within the arena of your attention. You have the tools for quietly stripping away what remains of former incarnations of mental projection, releasing yourself from snags in the temporal fabric. Regardless of whatever toll that care has taken upon your strength, you have a call to heed. What rises within is in accord with your mind's deep wisdom. You cannot any longer defer the integrity of truth that now rests in your hands. The sacred drop of knowing, now suspended, ready to fall into the chalice of your heart. When you fully appreciate the significance, the profound transfiguration it portends, you will have little else to do but receive all it offers. Reflect well on how you use your energy now, that you may be prepared to meet the moment of revelation of your soul's secret with the complete affirmation of recognition. Shift, if you have not already, into observational awareness of what bubbles to the surface, preliminary ripples of consciousness accommodating its own comprehensive evolution. Having acknowledged your faithful service to the structures of life around you, summon now the blessing, for self and for the whole, to detach from the machine. Self-care in the presence of self-recognition becomes the highest service to love. Prepare yourself for return. This week's contemplation from the pages of Opalescence. In the reckoning of multidimensional time, you are aware of only one thread connecting you with your greater self, yet you are becoming more aware of the fabric through which you are connected with your greater body of multifaceted soul expressions, your galactic family, and your home in the heart of what you call the Milky Way. Joy is only beginning to stir in your hearts as a people in recognition and remembrance. Can you imagine a joy beyond all measure? Thank you for listening. If you like this channel, please be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can keep up with all the new videos that come out. I thank you all for your kind support, and if you are interested in helping this channel along, please visit coffee.com/divine9, where you can buy a coffee or subscribe for monthly support. Everything's greatly appreciated and helps extend the mission of the League of Light. Please visit me at ninespath.com and explore all of the books and videos and writings and drawings that the League of Light has transmitted through me, and be ready to change your world. Until next time, have a great week.